What's up, you fucks? Today I'm going to show you how to cut down a door. So I've been painting this apartment and I realized this door drags on the floor. I have to paint this door. I can't just leave this like this, so we're going to take care of this for the client free of charge. And I don't even know if she knew about it, to be completely honest. She just moved in. Now I know a lot of people are going to give me crap for doing this for free, but you got to remember, if I do one good deed, that could potentially turn into another job. So I'm getting paid a few $1,000s to paint this. What's another 10 minutes of my day to cut this door down? And hopefully it turns into another few $1,000 job. So that's my mentality on this one. So as you see, the door drags on the floor. Now we are also doing the floor, so I can't jeopardize a door dragging on the brand new floor to fuck it up. So we're also doing that for that reason. So what you can do is you can take your pencil and you're going to hold it on the side, just like I'm showing you. And you're going to drag it on the floor. What this does is it contours to the floor if there's any bumps or whatever on it, and it gives you a nice line where it actually would need to be cut. Holding the pencil the way I did gives you about 1/4 of an inch to cut off, which is ideal for a door. So just remember that, if you contour it to the floor, you pretty much will get a consistent cut throughout, unless obviously the floor is a little uneven, so that's why the front is a little weird. So now we're going to take down the door. We're going to cut this door like a gentleman. Take it down, set up a nice little work area, and get a nice little straight edge to work with. So you got these pins. You get 3 pins usually to take off this door. I actually use my punch. I have a long, narrow punch. So I stick it in, hit it with the hammer. They make all these crazy tools and gadgets to take these things out. You could get them. Are they necessary? Not really. You could do it with a hammer. Flathead works very well too. I would actually use both flathead and Phillips. Phillips to knock it from the bottom inside, and then Phillips so you could just kind of grab the head of it and tap it up. I'm not going to show you this. I think this is pretty much self-explanatory, and you guys are smart people. You guys could figure this out. I don't have to show you every little detail of the project. Now, you typically these doors, once you pull the pins out, they come off relatively easy. For some reason, this door was a pain in the fucking ass to get off. I would suggest to have a pair of pliers around, because sometimes what you need to do is you need to bend the little prongs. There's about 2 prongs on one and 3 prongs on the other hinge. And they go in together and the pin goes in between. Sometimes they kind of get contorted and it gets jammed. So having a pair of pliers or some type of big channel locks can help you bend them back. Obviously didn't have them here because you see me struggling so much. I wound up using a hammer and I wind up cracking it a few times. That's the only way I've gotten this fucking thing to work. So after figuring that out, finally got the pins out, thank God. And I got my hands dirty. Now remember, we're painting this door. So you don't want to touch the door with dirty, greasy hands, because that means you'll be painting 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times on top of it. Wash your hands. We work like gentlemen here, all right? So don't make more work for yourself just because you think you're going to save two seconds. Washing your hands takes 30 seconds in this. So as you see, I'm still struggling. Whatever. I finally pulled this fucking thing off. I don't know when, but let's just watch me try. Since you guys are just waiting around, it'd be nice if you guys drop the like, subscribe, hit that notification button, follow me so you can get my daily tips, and watch me be aggravated when I do work. It's fantastic. I love it. Best thing ever. At this point, I want to rip this fucking door off the hinges. Pun intended, I guess, because I'm trying to take it off the hinges, actually. But yeah, I was just, it's taking me longer to take this door off than it is to do what I needed to do. And something that was verbatim and for free is now turning into more of a fucking to-do. It's usually how that happens, right? You try to do something nice for free and help somebody out, and then it's more of a pain in the ass than normal. So as we watch myself act like a fool in front of everybody, let's talk about doors. This door specifically is a hollow core door. What that means is majority of the inside is hollow. Around the edges, tops, bottoms, they have some type of blocking material. It's usually about an inch and a half thick. So when cutting doors like this, if you cut too much off, you could potentially see inside the door. So just remember that. What you could do is if you happen to cut that material off, you could take it off and you can stick it back into the door and glue it. I suggest gluing it. Some people like to nail it. Don't nail it. That's one type of door, and the other ones are solid core doors, which they're essentially full solid wood doors. You can cut any which way you want. And oh, look, we got the door off finally. So, end of that conversation about doors. Let's just get this show on the road here. So what we're doing here is we're measuring for my skill saw or circular saw, whatever you want to call it. What I'm measuring for is where the actual blade sits in the track. If you look at this, the track is about a 7-inch wide track on the bottom, 5 inches on one side, and about an inch and a half on the other side. So what I measure is I measure an inch and a half offset, so I can set up my track. Now this is a boiler straight edge track. I think it's about 45. I'm sorry, it's about 55 inches long. And this straight edge is pretty much basically to cut down plywood and stuff like that. So it comes in handy when you need to cut doors too. And it's a simple method. It's a steel track with these a block and a lever handle on one side. It works on compression. It's very simple if you cut a lot. I mean, you can do this typical clamp and a level if you want. If you're not doing a lot of these cuts, but I typically rip down a lot of plywood, and pulling out a table saw and working a table saw by itself is a pain in the ass. So this is ideal for me. So as you see, it works out perfect in this situation. We're cutting a small little sliver off. What you want to use is you want to use a fine finish blade. It has about 40 to 60 teeth. What this does is it makes a nice fine finish. It doesn't rip through the material and makes it all splinter, and it's gonna look like shit if you do that. So what you want to do is you want to measure the depth of the blade. Typically you measure it against the material. Doors are about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches deep. So you want it to be just under. The reason for it is because if you run your blade through the material at the fullest depth, the blade gets hot, you ruin the blade faster, and it also gives it an opportunity to warp the blade. And dealing with the warp blade, it's gonna fuck up everything. I'm finally cutting the door. This is as simple. Watch, one swipe of the saw cuts everything I need off. It's beautiful, nice crisp line. There's no splintering. There's blocking in the bottom of the door, thank God, because now I don't have to re-glue it. What I forgot to show you is I sand the bottom where the edges are. Kind of dulls out the edges. You don't have to do this. I like to because I think it makes it more of a finish. Some people would say, you don't have to. It's not the edge. Don't worry about it. But, to each his own. It's the bottom of the door, so do what you want. So now we're going to throw this door back up. Actually, believe it or not, this door goes up a lot easier than taking it down. Throw the first pin up to help me out. I'm one-man band here. Throw it up. Throw the middle one in. Throw the bottom in. That's pretty much it. And what you want to do is once you get all the pins in, you want to make sure you test the door. Use the door as if you were using the door. Go in and out a few times, open it, slam it open to a certain degree. They're hollow doors. They do tend to break. So it closes, no problem, because sometimes when you put the door back on, it kind of gets fucked up. Opens, no problem. Now it doesn't drag. I don't remember the last time this door actually opened fully, because like I said, the client just bought this apartment, so I don't even think she knew this door didn't open. So now we're checking from the bottom. See the gap now it looks more consistent because I measured and contoured with the floor, so it looks right. And that's key. You want to make sure you contour with the floor. Hope this worked out for everybody. Hope somebody learned something. Hope somebody can do something with this. Hopefully they don't fuck up a door. If worst comes to worst, you can always get a cheap door at Home Depot. They're about, I don't know, $40. So hope this was informative. Somebody please like this.